Hi, good day, my amazing post-stroke tribe. Today I'm bringing you another video of wellness after a stroke. And today I come to talk about having had a stroke, what has it taught you? And I just posted in my Facebook group 2 months ago, and I'm getting comments out through the Christmas season. But the number one thing that most people responded to was patience. Yeah, you need to have a lot of patience with yourself after a stroke. And another reason on the opposite side is that you now know who your friends are, because having been abandoned by your friends after a stroke, you now know who your friends are. But so I want to talk to you about what has the stroke taught me after a stroke. And first of all, it opened my eyes to relying on God more. Right? Lord, through His Son, Jesus Christ. So some of you who don't want to hear about that, switch off. But those of you who want to hear more, listen. Because if it wasn't for Him, I do not know where to put my trust and my faith. But the next thing was faith in wellness. Now I know all about, well, not know all about, but I know about neuroplasticity and your brain wiring and refiring. So that's what took place. That's what is taking place right now. Because I am Dr. Caroline Alexis-Thomas, and I experienced a right-sided stroke. I couldn't move my hands. I could drag in with a limp on my right leg. I couldn't even forget about writing. I couldn't even hold a pen in my right hand. So, coming through this, what it taught me, it really taught me about patience as well. But knowing that the marvel that God put inside of us, for us to recover, to reboot ourselves, the capacity to reboot ourselves after a stroke, wow. Wow. Alright? All I have to say is wow. Alright? Because from day 4, after I got out of the hospital, right, I didn't know what was happening to me. Right? Don't know what was happening to me. My hands, I was to move it around, I was to carry the hands around and whatnot. Right? Because my hands was lifeless. And then it becomes swollen. So, top of all that now, it become heavy and swollen and everything else. But the marvel of the good Lord, and He put this wonderful machinery in us called our brain. And that worked. Miracles upon miracles every day. That 15 months later, I am, Alright? Move my hands. Alright? Move my legs. I jog again. Because I did not see myself as a stroke survivor. What has stroke taught me? Not to see myself as a stroke survivor. I'm a driver. I'm not even a stroke driver. I'm just a driver. And as anybody who wants wellness, who wants to remember that you were born well. You were born well. And over time, let wellness diminish and other things surface. So you start saying now things about how old age and how I get so old now. And that's what you expect. This is what I expect now because I'm getting old. I am old. I'm 1 day old. I was 1 day old. I am now 66 years old. And I'm better than before. I am wiser than before. I am more resilient than before. I am more stronger than before. Because I recognize that I am wellness. And that anything happened to me, anything I experience, is coming out of the thinking that I am well and I am going to make myself well again. Again. So, when I got the stroke, I didn't expect it. I was in the wellness world already. I didn't expect it. Last thing on my mind. Matter of fact, I had an exercise group the morning in the sea called Sea Movementation Exercise for the group. So I'm always well. I'm always thinking well. And boom, I got a stroke. And you think that I now say, now I have a stroke, or I had a stroke, or I suffered a stroke, or whatever it is, I have a stroke, that this is the end of me? Maybe I did. I don't know. But now I can tell you, I experienced a stroke. I had an experience of a stroke. And now I'm here to tell you that wellness, be well, look well, think well, feel well, is the way to go, despite experiencing a stroke. Because when you come from a wellness concept, wellness in your brain, because neuroplasticity, when you're thinking, you're going into wellness, right? Your brain is on a heightened platform than opposed to being sick. So when you get sick, and you say, gosh, sick now, what is the end of me? I don't know. And all those things. You might be sick. You might be feeling under the weather. But that is not the end of you. But as a sociologist, that's where I get my PhD from sociology. We know about the sick role. Right? You have to be sick for a doctor to say how sick you are. Right? You have to adopt certain behaviors to be in a sick role. But you do not have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. Despite what the doctor says or despite what the society says, you do not have to stay there. You can be in the wellness world despite being sick. I'll give you an example. So whilst I was rehabilitating from my stroke, right, I sprained my ankle. So on top of my stroke, I sprained my ankle. I said, okay, right, I had to work with support. I had to work with because I can't put my foot down and etc. etc. But did that stop me? No, no, because within 6 weeks I was back up walking, and within 8 weeks I was jogging again. No pain. Why? Because I saw myself as being well. I saw myself as being well, and even though I sprained my ankle on top of the stroke, I was able to get out of it. Just as how I was able to strive to get out of the effects of the stroke. And this is what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you today that no matter how you're feeling now, think thoughts, follow feelings, follow actions. So if you think yourself that you are well, think just for thinking purposes. Just think you're well today. Just think you're well. And then you're going to say, okay, I'm well. You're going to feel a certain kind of way than thinking, I'm sick. What's my face? I'm sick. As opposed to, I'm well. And you're going to do actions. You're going to take actions because you think that you're well. You're going to go by that window and feel the breeze on your face. If you can, when you go to the window, you can go outside. You can do things. And every day you're doing it until I get back my hands, until I get back my feet. I do everything every day, and let it be known, I did all that. I did all of that without the aid of a physiotherapist and an occupational therapist, except for the first 6 weeks of the stroke experience, right? Because I was in Tobago, so I had the success of, or access to a private physiotherapist as well as the hospital appointed physiotherapist. So I had 2 physiotherapists over a 6 weeks period. And then I went to Grenada because my sister lives and works in Grenada. And there I had no access to physiotherapy, no occupational therapist. So I can't lie down in my bed. And I never say, oh, no. I got up, even though to get up and sit outside and feel the breeze on my skin. And even when I had complications, I had complications of taking aspirin, which I didn't know. So my hemoglobin went down to 3.2. 3.2. I received a total over a 4-month period of 12 units of blood. Yeah. And And still, I'm here today to tell you about wellness, about I am well. Okay? So, please, kindly, start thinking about think about being well, for you to feel well, for you to do the things you need to do to have a well life. Okay, so if you like what I said, subscribe. Alright? You will hear me talk about wellness and stroke as time goes by. Remember, as someone said, I'll call him Kathleen Cameron. Yeah, I see some following her. Kathleen Cameron says, the limit does not exist. So hence I am saying now, your limit does not exist. Keep thriving. Keep being better. Keep being well. Okay, goodbye for now.